I have a personal story about this. When I was, I don't remember how old, I think 8th grade, I think 8th grade, is the first time that I started really looking at pornography. And so what happened is that I started looking at pornography and I got into it, but then I remember I had this bad conviction because at youth group, it just so happened that while I was looking at pornography, we happened to go over this video series about pornography and about all the stuff at church. And it's like, oh my gosh, I had this big conviction of like, I felt so bad. I realized that I had failed in doing this. So what happened is I remember I came and told my parents about it, and I was just like shaking. I was so nervous about it. It was horrible. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to think I'm this horrible person. And I was assuming the worst. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be allowed on the computer. I'm going to be totally isolated. This horrible thing is going to happen. But what happened is I told them, and they said, okay. And they listened to what I had to say, and they said, you know what? Yes, this failure happened, but we still love you, and we still accept you, and you are still our son, and we know that you're not a bad person for doing this. And they let me understand that even though I gave in to temptation and I looked at pornography, it didn't make me a bad person. I shouldn't be ashamed of doing that. That this happens to everybody. And both of them told me stories about how they had messed up and how they had failed at certain points, and made me realize, oh, I'm not the only one. Because now I know that my parents also failed, and were willing to be open and share their failures with me. And then I know that when I share mine with them, they're accepting and they're loving, and they just kind of take me in and they listen. They aren't mad, they don't shun me, they don't think I'm a bad person. And so that makes me feel good. And now I have this healthy relationship that I can go and talk to them about.